Well, the high-speed rail debate is getting back on track, with the federal government vowing to sound out state leaders and the opposition planning a private member's bill to protect the East Coast Rail Corridor. And as Jake Sturmer reports, a new study has found that a high-speed rail network would be billions of dollars cheaper than first thought.
Sydney Airport, Australia's busiest. Many of these jets are bound for Melbourne. It's the 5th busiest flight route in the world. For decades, governments have talked about easing the pressure with high-speed rail between Brisbane and Melbourne. Now Warren Truss has decided to bring it back to the table one more time.
I need to talk now to the states about their willingness to engage in the project. The next stage will clearly be to identify a corridor. That's not a simple matter of just drawing a line on a map.
New analysis from clean energy consultancy Beyond Zero Emissions argues the network would cost $84 billion and could pay itself off in 40 years. That compares to the previous government's high-speed rail study, which put the cost at $114 billion.
It's a lot cheaper to run and a lot cheaper to build because of the reduction in tunnelling and bridge building that's required along the route that we've selected.
The report was done in conjunction with the German Aerospace Centre, which used Australia as a case study for modelling a next-generation rail network. The centre has done comprehensive analysis of Germany's transport network, renowned for its efficiency, and applied its findings to Australia.
We also did a quite detailed calculation of the actual routes of where the tracks are going within cities. We considered the exact city access to the stations.
The origins of railways, wagonways, are thought to have developed here in Germany to transport ore from mines. That was almost 500 years ago, and a lot's changed. These German researchers are developing the next generation train with the goal of making it even faster and more energy efficient.
In the real train, we would have here the doors. The passenger would enter the car body in this direction, and this would be the floor.
In Belgium, Europe's top transport officials have thrown their support behind high-speed rail in Australia.
Rail, particularly for densely populated areas, has the great advantage that you can move large numbers of people in and out of cities quickly and efficiently on it.
But back in Australia, the man who helped with the sums for the previous government's study believes even today the numbers still don't stack up.
Even just Sydney to Melbourne is 50 billion odd, and flipping through the newspapers, one doesn't get the impression there's a spare 50 billion around at the moment.
It seems the prospect of high-speed rail remains as contentious as ever. Jake Sturmer, Lateline.